From the very beginning, this run was painful. From being slaughtered in the desert, to watching roving bands of hackers wipe half the server. The more we uncovered, the worse things seemed to get. Gloating in their victories, these cheaters surely felt invincible. But we had seen everything. From a safe distance, we recorded and cataloged every movement until we had them red-handed. And now it was just about time for us to steal a victory of our own. Today, we take the law into our own hands, and by the end of the day, we would pay them back for derailing our run. Safe and sound. Sure, you're probably wondering why I've got all my belongings, including my god favor, rotting in a box on the side of a cliff. I couldn't be out for the raid window today. Figured it was better to lose some of the favor to rot than to lose all of it to a bomb. So you know, we live in a sandstone cube. Not exactly an expensive deterrent. Imagine the raid returns on that. 1 bomb, walk away with 400 dragon powder, 1,000 favor, 4 named priests. But not today, it seems. We've almost got more loot than we know what to deal with, so it's about time we started using this. I don't want to brag or nothing, but off camera I got all my sorceries done. We got enough materials for like 1,000 raid bases. I hate to say it, but we've been flying through the grind. That's a bat pun because it lets you fly. I know. How do I stay so fucking witty? If I ever figure it out, YouTube, I'll let you know. Got a lot of work ahead of us though, boys. We need to, A, build a gigantic raid base for our altars, keep them safe, and let them craft the god coin. We have to actually craft the favor items that give zeal, which is a couple-hour process. We're gonna head over to our enemies' bases, give them another thorough scouting. I've kind of already got a raid plan in the back of my mind, but I'm not quite sure about the details yet. So we're gonna take another look and get a plan going. And then we gotta move all of our loot around, we gotta, set up our stashes. It's gonna be it's a lot of prep. I was gonna raid them today, but I just did not have the time to prepare. So let's do some preparing, YouTube. We want to be perfectly situated though, because I want to hit them the microsecond the raid window opens tomorrow. Your biggest chance of success is right as the window opens, because if you wait till everybody's situated and ready, I mean, you gotta catch them with their pants down. Very similar to my mating strategy.
What do you mean by that?
Allegedly. Farmed a lot though for building materials. This is probably the only raid base we're gonna need. It's not really a raid base. I feel like I've explained the concept a lot of times, but this only really needs to be tanky enough to survive long enough for me to use the altars. So I probably won't go too crazy with it. I'm gonna use 2 gods, and I can't do them back to back. I have to stagger them because I'm gonna hit 2 bases, which means it needs to survive at least a couple more. Decisions, YouTube. We're gonna have to beef it up a little bit, I guess. Sandstorm rolling in to give us a nice cinematic building footage. You love to see it. Always love the way that looks. Looks foreboding, imposing even. It's like metaphorically the storm clouds are rolling in. I mean, yesterday the server force-fed me 4 named priests and then instantly cracked one, so I feel like I've got fate on my side. That can't reach me, right? Okay, it reaches. We gotta build faster, boys. Speed it up. It burns. See, it's coming together. Look at that thick little pillar. Looks a little goofy from this angle, though, doesn't it? It's like a matchstick, or that old fish from SpongeBob that hated chocolate. Did someone say chocolate? Tragedy. We're not in it for the beauty points, boys. Especially not with this face. All right. Favor's cooking. Server's empty. Let's go hit the streets. All right. See, I used sorcery. Now nobody can complain. I did it. I did the flying thing. Scouting this is a little redundant because we know we're gonna hit this target, but we're looking for something. I'm taking you along for the trip. We're casing the place. I want to know exactly where their benches and their storage are so we make sure we hit those. Because this is Bloodlust. These are the main cheaters. We have to hit them today. The rest of it is up in the air, but this place for sure. We're gonna crawl on it. Gotta put our ear on the wall. Listen to it like you check an avocado. Wait, am I stupid? You don't do that, Dad. I've never bought an avocado in my life. Full disclosure. Am I crazy? What the? There is a fruit or a vegetable that you do that though, right? You don't listen to avocados. That wouldn't even make sense. Oh yeah, there it is. The telltale sign of a blacksmith thrall. I hear it hammered away in there. So it's on the far side of this pillar for sure. We'll check the other ones just to be safe though. Kind of weird that there's so much anti-climb on the other pillars though. You kind of don't need it. I mean, you only need it if you're going to connect them with elevators, but like, you need one ring to climb. Coconuts. Coconuts are the ones you listen to. I wasn't crazy. I'm not crazy. Or at least if I am crazy, the avocado thing is not proof of it. Okay, it's not sufficient proof. Like I was saying, you don't need that much anti-climb on a pillar. You just need to claim it. That's a lot of wasted. I'm not even talking about lag. There's just a lot of wasted resources. And for all the anti-climb they got all over this place, there's a whole strip up the middle of one of these pillars that connects to the main pillar with an elevator that has no anti-climb on it. There were some guys that climbed up here yesterday, and of course, Mr. X was like, "Are you guys hacking?" So they didn't hack. You guys are just bad. Somebody had a stroke while building your anti-climb. There's a whole gap up the side. Well, I'm sufficiently convinced. These other pillars have nothing in them. I see like 1 or 2 benches. We hit the main pillar, and then we move. Actually, before I go, how high can you fly with one of these bad things anyways? Jeez, that's high. How high did I go? Help! How many minutes I've been falling for? I want to go home. I want to go home. Can we get much higher? So high. I missed the floor, guys. I miss standing on the ground. I've had enough uppies. Put me down. Put me down. Oh, thank God I can see the ground. We are not doing that again unless we think there's something up there. Holy smokes. What was that, 5 uninterrupted minutes of just straight falling? Jesus. Oh my God, my frame rate. We need to raid this one just for the lag it causes. What the fuck even is this? There's gotta be a trillion building pieces and torches in here. This seems to be consistent with their bases though. They have a roleplay base over in the jungle that's the same way. It's just thousands of placeables. Just fucking unreal frame rate drops when you get near it. It's amazing how lavishly a duo can live when they're allied with 17 other people that cheat. I don't hear a whole lot in this base though. I don't hear any crafter thralls at least. I feel like I hear some thralls in there standing around, but actually, that might be perfect actually. They have another base over by the sinkhole, which is sandstone on the outside, but tier 3 on the inside. It's that big cave. Now that I think about it, that's actually perfect. It's all coming together, boys. I'll take another look at that sinkhole base, but I think I have the plan down. We just have to do a little more prep, move our stuff around, and then get some sleep for the big day. Did this guy really get banned? Hop on a new account and build an identical stash right next to the other one? They're not even gonna try to hide it? This server, man. I gotta get off this server. This may look like basic scouting, but we were looking for something specific. A piece of information that would radically change our raid target. But I'll explain that in a minute. See, we were still picking our targets for the big raid. Raiding every clan in the Alliance was out of the question with how many there were, so I decided to focus on the main belligerents. Bloodlust, Bloodfeast, and Penguin Horde. These were the clans that were actively going around raiding everybody. It's not that I didn't consider hitting the others, but for bases like the Keyhole or even JRX, mechanically speaking, sure, we could just walk up and try bombing it. But that's the kind of raid that would take time and a lot more bodies. The minute we start bombing or killing anybody, the Hacker Alliance would collapse on us. Even if we were PvP gods. And we're not. Getting swarmed by half a server's worth of people plus hackers is more than a lone fighter can handle. I'm greasy, not a miracle worker. In fact, that exact scenario happened earlier. The group I had mentioned while scouting that had climbed in a bloodlust base and fought them had made great progress until the cheaters collapsed on them. We saw evidence of the raid attempt ourselves, but that begs the question, how are we, by ourselves, gonna raid people that can speed hack, kill you through walls, and pull your loot out of locked containers? The answer is carefully. Our first god would go to Bloodlust. There aren't a lot of safe locations to summon from at Heliograph Heights, so we'd have to summon in the open in a place with no building allowed and no protection, hence why it would need to be first. We needed the element of surprise. We wouldn't have time to stay and loot though, or we'd get swarmed, so immediately after, we'd grab our second coin and head to Penguin's base by the unnamed city. We could build a bit of protection here, which is why we'll hit it second. But you may be wondering, why target the unnamed city base, when we've got good reason to believe it's unimportant and possibly even empty, especially when we know where their real base likely is? It's simple, because both gods are a distraction. The real target of the raid was their super secret stash location that I've known about since the very beginning and kept secret until just this moment. In fact, the attentive among you might have already seen it. Remember how I told you where I was going to stash my loot in the volcano? It was one of the very first spots that I scouted in my playthrough, but in the very first episode you can see, the spot is claimed, and the owners were none other than Penguin Horde. Now, how do I know this is a loaded secret stash? Well, that's where our scouting comes into play, and that information I was talking about. In Conan, whenever an enemy player damages a structure you own, you can see it in your event log. But if you own multiple bases like these guys do, it can be tough to pinpoint where the attack actually took place at a glance. The solution is to build each base out of a different material. This will let you know immediately where the raid is based on what type of structure is being destroyed. This is what we were looking for while scouting last night, and I confirmed what I had suspected. Every base owned by Penguin Horde was made of black ice exclusively, except for this location. Clearly, somebody wanted to keep an eye on it. But that's not all. Directly underneath the stash, they had built a decoy cube. Anyone scouting for bases using land claim would detect the stash, but they would assume that the cube was the culprit. If they didn't know about the cheeky stash just behind it, they'd have no reason to suspect that anything else was here. Effectively, it hides one base's land claim inside another's, a technique that demonstrates they really want to keep this stash secret. So the location itself was suspicious enough. Very few people know about it. But once you throw in the decoy base and the use of hardened brick, well, I've been playing this game a while and I know loot when I see it. And let's say I was just reading too far into it and it was actually completely empty at the end of the day, they filled my cronk hole. And they didn't even take me to dinner first. I had to raid it on principle. So the real purpose of the 2 god coins is to buy us time to raid this stash and pull them away from the main base. And we hit their side base instead of their main so they don't panic and run to the stash to resupply, meaning we can take it all for ourselves. And hopefully, if they followed me from raid to raid, we'd be able to rotate back to the first base once we were done with the stash to cause even more mayhem, while they were hopefully chasing me elsewhere. Today, the Womblor strikes back. The first coin. The point of no return. Everything's been taken care of. I set up the stash above the dregs for the second god summon. I moved all my stuff to the frozen north. The bombs are ready. I got a bed set up. Bedrolls are all situated. We just need to make it through the day without doing something stupid. Hopefully Igor's looking out for us. It'll be fine. You know what? I feel good today. You have to believe you can win before you can do it. You gotta believe it. Confidence is key. Please don't crash. 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 Please. Please. Please don't crash. Oh my god, it's actually happening? Go, 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 go. Before we crash, there's something else stupid happens. Fucking finally, let's go! Get in there! 2 quick things while I furiously left-click in the background. Firstly, when controlling an avatar, you can see the clan chat of everybody online. I have to explain this every time it happens, or else people start getting conspiratorial in the comments. It's okay, gods have only been in the game 5 years. If you don't know how they work by now, you'd be in good company on this server, I think. Secondly, when servers are sufficiently laggy, sometimes at the end of your timer, the god will stick around for a few extra hits. For once, the server lag would be on our side. Ooh, bonus round, you love to see it. And it all comes crumbling down! Lag coming in clutch. Absolutely body. Well, rest in piss, dweebs. We got places to be. Oh god, the stress. Hurry, Kronk. Hurry! Check the map to make sure I was facing the right direction. If we summoned it backwards, we were gonna look really stupid. Not that I've ever done that before. Oh, thank God we're facing the right direction. It's tough to tell on those cubes. God damn this green wall. If it's not killing me from 12 feet away, it's cucking me out of my raid footage. Whatever, put some B-roll over this. Another bonus round! It's about fucking time we had some smooth summons. Yeah, we demolished it. Half of it anyways. Well, we got half of it anyways. Let's type something stupid and keep moving.
Talk shit, talk shit!
That pillar is gone. That's 2 of them we leveled. Gotta love seeing JTF in the chat. It's not over. We can rebuild, it's not over. You're right, it's not. I've got a couple hundred bombs still. Gotta top off our gruel, of course. Can't raid on an empty stomach. Been waiting to crack this thing open for a long time. 50 bombs to start, just to be safe. If our distraction holds out and they don't respond, we bring the rest of the boom. Just cram them in there. As many as we can fit. I'll stuff every bomb I got in here if I have to. Kind of an unusual amount of layered fur. So far we haven't heard from them though. Not even in the global chat. They are suspiciously quiet. Let's go get some more bombs and hopefully the loot improves the deeper we go. I'm trusting my instincts on this one. I feel good about this. I'm just amazed we got the 2 gods off without something stupid happening. Compared to how every other run has gone in the last who knows how long. I feel like I just survived the opening sequence of a Final Destination film. Like I was supposed to have something stupid happen and I just lucked out and I'm gonna have to pay for it somehow. Tell you what though, YouTube, that sounds like a problem for future me. Today we're winning. Very, very promising. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like this is still pretty bad. Okay, don't get me wrong, this is bad loot so far. The steel fire's nice, I'll take the steel fire. But the more layers we peel off this onion, the juicier it gets. Although the angle is making it tough to actually damage everything down here. I'm gonna probably wind up spending a lot of explosives, but I got a feeling, YouTube, it's gonna be worth it. Oh. Very nice. Gimme, gimme. We picked the right spot, boys. This is gonna be so thick by the time I'm done with it. I guarantee it. I'm gonna have to set up a couple more boxes at my stash. Oh my God. Yeah, we're gonna need those boxes. We're gonna need those boxes fast. Who summoned an avatar? What? I typed in the chat, didn't I? These guys are way behind me. Very nice. You know what that means though, right? If you've got chests full of steel fire and chests full of tar, if it's not this layer, the next one's gonna have dragon powder. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. And we're not gonna bring home all this tar. We have storage problems as it is. It's like the 3rd full container of tar we've seen. Is that really not close enough to set him off? Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom. Alright, I guess we gotta move our bedroll up. We gotta go down there and set the bombs off ourselves, and I don't think we can climb out in time. Okay, back to bombing. Oh my God, we lived! Maybe we didn't have to move our bedroll after all. Nah, I'm just kidding, I would never take that risk. Oh yeah, no, there's no way we're climbing out in time. The bedroll was the right call. And we're in the green. Didn't I say? Didn't I say there was gonna be dragon powder? Yeah, this last layer was fucking loaded. What do we get all together? We got name thralls, demon blood out the ass, we got ichor, we got explosives, tar, steel fire, an entire box of steel reinforcements, and then another 2 boxes of just steel. I would have preferred a bit more dragon powder as payment for stealing my spot, but, you know, that's just me being a little petty. Yeah, the loot situation getting a little out of control. Our stash that's supposed to be hidden behind this rock is kind of overflowing on the mountainside here. Speaking of loot, though, let's go see how our buddies are doing at Helograph Heights. Go stop by, say hi. If they're not crawling actively on the base, we'll take some of this dragon powder we just won and do something with it. The night is young, and I'm feeling a little devious. With our minds filled with devious intent, we made our way over to the jungle to see how things had developed. But on our way, we noticed something a little peculiar. And if you can believe it, our night was about to get even better. As it turns out, all of our investigative scheming from the last few days was about to pay off in a big way. And with some of the best timing I could hope for. All at once, our schemes converged to bring about a total victory. So, I noticed something a little weird, YouTube. I'm on my way over to Heliograph Heights. Opened the player list, wanted to see how many of them are still crawling around, and they changed their clan. And at first I was like, okay, they changed their clan name. Sometimes people do that, right? But they joined the clan that's living out of the keyhole, and they changed their clan name too. And I thought that's a little odd, isn't it? A little peculiar. Check the map, their altar's gone, and I thought, did I destroy that in the raid? I did have a very long god summon. So I thought for a second, I was like, what could be happening here? And I had the idea to check my email. Looks like we just got a response from the admins on the tickets we've been sending in about these guys. What do you think happened, YouTube? Let's go see if I'm right. Oh, you love to see it. They got banned. That's the first time I've been happy to say that in fucking years. I was thinking of like, why would they switch clans? What happened? What's going on here? Holy shit, imagine the 1-2 punch. We raid them, demolish their base, demolish their allies' base, rob them blind, come back, they get banned because we were the ones following them around the last couple of days. What a complete and total domination. Actually, you know what? I know what to do. I know how to rub this in. You know what my favorite part about this is? That JTF Raven guy, the fucking big mouth dude just shitposting in the global all day. He joined the cheaters just in time to get banned with them. That's fucking beautiful. What a beautiful day to be playing Conan, huh? What an amazing raid day. Everything went off without a hitch. Perfection. Perfection from start to finish. And he was in the chat too. He's like, we can rebuild. It's not over. We can rebuild. I don't think so, JTF. I don't think so. Might want to amend that statement, my friend. Trust me. Give me a second. This is gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth the wait. Okay. Toxic, yes or no? Toxic, yes or no? And before you answer, there's a hole in the tip of the penis so I can shoot out of it and make it look like I'm pissing on it. Toxic, yes or no? Wiped him and built a penis on the base. It doesn't get any better than that, boys. For once, everything went perfectly. In what might be the best timing ever, just as we finished our big raid plan hitting multiple bases all over the map, our main enemies are banned before our very eyes, and once the server restarts, they'll all have to find new accounts to play on. But our story isn't over yet. Seeing them merge clans in a desperate attempt to save their loot told me they'd be on new accounts in no time, and the Womblor wasn't going to let them get away with it. As you know, I'm a remarkably petty man. To complicate things further, somebody I have bad history with would join the server soon, and threaten to jeopardize all we've worked for, finding and giving up our stash locations in record time. Next episode, we make our greasiest play yet, and put the final nail in this playthrough's coffin.